Hi guys, how are you doing? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Neil. If you have not been here before, please do not forget to subscribe, and more importantly, leave me a comment below about the content in this video, especially if you like it. Today I'm going to help you guys out that are stewing over whether to buy the Blackstar Amplification Amp 2 or whether to buy the newly released Amp 3. Okay guys, so today I'm probably your best friend if you're stewing over these products. I for one just want to say out there first, I absolutely love both of these products a lot. However, I have decided which one is the one for me, and I'm going to keep one of these pedals for myself, but I want you guys to know the process that I went through to make that decision, because it really is important that you get the Amp 2 if that's the right pedal for you, or the Amp 3 if that is the right pedal for you, because these do completely different things. They really do function in different ways. They sound different, but the functionality is completely different. So basically, the Blackstar Amplification Amp 3, which I have over here, is a floor-based multi-channel amplifier with reverb. It does have all the things that Amp 2 has, meaning the cab rig option and the MIDI options, headphones, you know, it does power other pedals too if you want to throw some in your rig. It has an effects loop and all of those things that the Amp 2 has. This video, by the way, is aimed at metal players, or at least high gain players. So there is only high gain tones in this demo, and I want to describe to you how I get those different tones and also the functionality of the pedals. So this pedal here is the Amp 3. This has a clean channel, a crunch channel, and an overdrive channel. You can switch between them all. It has 2 modes per channel, and also it has a boost over here, so you can boost any of those 3 channels as you like. The Amp 2, on the other hand, is more of a floor-based kind of multi-effects amp. If that makes any sense. I'm going to just elaborate on that a bit. So basically on the Amp 2, you have modulation effects. You have 3 of those to choose from. You have 3 delays and 3 reverbs to choose from. And you have a preamp section with a switch similar to what you have to select different modes on the Amp 3. You have this switch on the Amp 2 that switches between 3 different preamps. One is super clean and chimey, you know, USA Fenderish style, chimey clean. The other one is like a really kind of voxy, almost, you know, British clean. And then you have a classic mode, which is like an overdrive. You know, it's like a really mild kind of JCM 800 style crunch. Now you also have a drive channel, or should I say a drive pedal, because I kind of treat the drive on the Amp 2 as if it is like a modern distortion pedal. It does have a lot of gain, so I'm kind of using it as a boost. I'm using it as a pedal really to boost the classic channel of the preamp of the Amp 2. Now some guys were saying, well, this is no good for me because I want to be able to switch between clean and high gain, and that's fair enough. If you want to do that, then you need to get a MIDI foot switch and rig it up via MIDI so you can access all the controls and switches and everything and save the presets. And that's not much hassle, you know, just buying a MIDI pedal and doing that. So that's pretty simple to do, and I would have no issue doing that either. But for me, I mainly only use high gain, and if I go into a lead, I'll use like some delay and reverb, so I don't need the clean. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I get the tones I do. Also, I just want to say, in this video, there are times when I will be using this here, which is a Sonicake Blue Skreamer. If you want to buy anything Sonicake, go down there below in the description. There's an affiliate link. You go through that link, buy whatever you want from the Sonicake store, and then it helps support the channel. So that's just a quick plug for my affiliate link down below. If you want to buy a Blackstar Amp 3 or Amp 2, please use the Andertons link below in the description. Again, it's an affiliate link. Anything you buy through there helps support me and what I do at this end. Okay, right, so what I want you guys to do is watch this video, listen to all the tones, decide which tones you like the most, but also keep in mind the functionality of having access on the Amp 3 to 3 different channels, a clean, crunch and an overdrive. And keep in mind that on the Amp 2, although you have loads of effects to flick through, you can't just get the pedal out of the box and flick through a super clean to a super high gain. That doesn't work because you're using the drive to boost, like I've said, the JSM 800-ish classic mode. Okay, now I have had to decide which one of these pedals that I want for myself to use for me, and I will let you know right at the end of the video. So it's really important. I know this is a long video, guys, but it's really important to stick around right until the end of the video, where I will let you know which one of these pedals I decided to keep for myself and to use for myself, basically which one suits my needs, the functionality of it, and also the tone of it, and why I chose it. Now, this took not hours or minutes, this took days and weeks for me to decide this. I've had the Amped 3 around 5 weeks, I think, and the Amped 2 I've had since about 5 weeks before that was launched. So this is weeks upon weeks of playing time, and I've had to make the decision which one I want to use myself. It would, in an ideal world, be nice to have both, but that is not a possibility. So yeah, stick around till the end to see which one I chose and why. Let's crack on with it. Let's get on with it. Let's check out the high gain tones of the Amped 3. We're going to be using OD2 first with no boost on. Okay, and we're going to check that out and see what that sounds like. Right guys, so I think OD2 with no boost is tight and really high gaining, and definitely gainy enough for metal in its own right on its own. Now we're going to engage the boost, which adds quite a lot of gain, and we're going to check that out and see what that sounds like. Okay guys, so now is the time where we throw a boost in front of the Amped 3. We're going to use a Sonicake Blue Skreamer, as I've already said in the video already. I really like it this way. I think this is the best way of using it, and all my amps that you see behind me, I use an overdrive similar to the Blue Skreamer or the Blue Skreamer in front of those in a similar way that I'm going to use it in front of the Amped 3. So let's check it out. We're going to put it in front of OD1 and we're going to see what that sounds like. Okay guys, so that's Amped 3 out of the way and done with. We're now going to move over to Amped 2 and we're going to check out what this thing sounds like, and we're going to check out how I get high gain tones out of this pedal. Now first of all, we're going to use just the Amped 2 itself. We're going to use the classic channel, which is like a JSM 800 style mild dark crunch, and we're going to turn on the drive in front of that, and I'm going to show you what that sounds like. It is pretty high gain. I think you guys will be surprised how much gain there is when you use it this way. Okay guys, so what do you think of that? Super tight. It's definitely got more mids. I mean, this is how I describe these two pedals. The Amped 3 is super modern and a bit scooped, you know. It's nice, it feels nice, but it is a bit scooped, the Amped 3, as compared to the Amped 2. The Amped 2 does have a more classic voicing, very 6505-y, you know, it's very much along those lines, in my opinion. Maybe that's why I really like using it in both these ways. Now what we're going to do is we're going to chuck the Sonicake Blue Skreamer in front of the Amped 2. You can also use the Sonicake Blue Skreamer just in front of the classic channel on its own. You get a really defined, nice tone by doing this. So please bear in mind you can use it an overdrive in front and not use the drive at all on the pedal. But if you want to be able to use your feet and get back to a clean channel, in my opinion, using the Fender Clean, the 6L6 style Fender Twin Clean mode, which is the USA mode, it's super clean, and using that and then using the drive as layering the drive over the top of that as like an overdrive pedal, and then putting a boost in front to boost the whole thing, that is the best way of using the pedal, and that is the way that you can get from scorching high gain to clean. So what you would do is you would turn off the Sonicake Blue Skreamer and turn off the drive, and then you'll be back to your raw clean tone. Let's check it out. Okay guys, so what did you think? I don't know, I mean, I want you guys to comment below because everyone's taste is different. I spent weeks trying to decide which one of these pedals was the best one for me. Now, I'm not one of these guys that likes tons of effects pedals to trip over, you know, in the loop. I like everything in one unit, so the Amped 2 made me lean to it, okay? And also because it's got a bit more mid-range, it's a bit more classic voiced, it's very 6505-y, 5150-ish voiced, it's got some nice high mids in there. The Amped 3 on the other hand is a bit more low-endy, a bit more scooped, a bit darker sounding, but I really did like both of them, and I couldn't decide. I did keep changing my mind, but I decided in the end that I would keep the Amped 2, and that was the best pedal for me, just because it had effects on, and also because I don't use the clean channel very much. But the way I use the pedal, sorry, mostly is with the Sonicake Blue Skreamer in front. the drive on, and also it's set to a USA clean. I have had quite a lot of practice hours, so to speak, where I have used the Amp 2 and I've not used any pedal in front of it, and I've just used the drive to boost a classic channel, which the classic channel which I've already showed you in the video as well. So it kind of works both ways for me. The thing that's really important, and the biggest reason that I decided to keep the Amp 2, is mainly because I have a dual distortion pedal. Okay, it's a Blackstar pedal, it's a dual distortion pedal with a tube in. It has 4 channels on it, and what I realized is that when I plug this into the return of the Amp 2, it actually sounds very much like the Amp 3. In fact, in my opinion, a smidgen better, a touch better than the Amp 3. It still has OD1 and OD2 on there, so it sounds very similar, but also you can engage the effects from Amp 2 and use the effects with that. So in a way, if you use the dual distortion, if you have one, and you're thinking of upgrading to either the Amp 2 or Amp 3, if you use the dual distortion into the return of the Amp 2, it gives you more controls and even more channels than the Amp 3. It sounds very much like it, but it also gives you the effects and the functionality of the Amp 2. And that was what made my decision. I am going to make a video about that, guys, so please do not forget to subscribe. More importantly, let me know below in the comments what you think about these 2 pedals and which you think has the best tones. Do not let what I say influence you in any way. You have your own mind and your own tones. If you prefer Amp 3 and you think it suits you better, and you've got some delay and some other pedals, you know, that you want to put in the loop, then it probably does suit you better if you want to use your own pedals with it. However, for me personally, having it all in one place is really cool. We have different tastes, you know. I was stuck, it was super close, I really didn't know. Ideally I would like both, but that's not going to happen. But yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know which one I chose. But again, use your ears, guys, don't use my ears. See you all soon.